do our best to be specific on the exact point we would like to discuss, because the word nature is very general.
Yeah, yes,
There's too many things can be under this title.
you're right.
Okay, in the research questions, the third question, I think it's better to review and discuss again with your supervisor. Maybe you have to paraphrase because you put two things together, two in one. What are the leadership discourse, principles, and employees' participation that are required to understand how company culture support health happiness? So I feel these are two in one. So try to paraphrase this. This is one point, and then the other point. Usually, you have to the questions should reflect the objectives. If you have three questions here, you must have three objectives, and both should reflect each other. Uh, okay, in hypotheses, the third sub-hypothesis is you said there's a significant positive effect of a strong sense of belonging on employee mental health and satisfaction. Can you explain this for me, please? What do you mean by strong sense of belonging?
What I meant in this sentence, doctor, like if the employee have mental health, positive mental health, he will feel like belong to the company, and his satisfaction will be high and
Okay,
raised.
that's good. Okay. Here you mentioned the hypothesis, but you didn't say anything about the variables. What are the variables of your research?
I'm sorry, I missed this one, doctor.
Okay, review this point. Okay, there's definitions. In page 7, go to the significance. Let me ask you a question, Saham.
Yes.
In some parts, do you write in Arabic and translate the research?
No, just in my mind, but I didn't translate from Arabic to
Okay,
English direct. No.
okay. The significance of the study. Please read the first sentence.
This research closes a knowledge vacuum by giving a comprehensive understanding
Okay,
of how business
so
culture.
you already used knowledge gap. So here you said knowledge vacuum. So usually we don't use this word. It's a knowledge gap.
Okay.
That's this give an impression that you just do some translation, direct translation. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Uh, Go to the page 8, please. Chapter
Yes.
2. Okay, the second sentence, uh, be- instead of saying the reason for this research, it's better to say the aim of this research or the purpose of this research. Review this word
Okay.
with your supervisor. Okay, is to look at the major studies and concepts that prove culture impact workers' mental health. Okay, here you said for this research. You mean this research or this chapter?
No, I meant the research itself, not the chapter, not chapter 2.
Okay, so I think this is not the right place for this sentence because it could be in the introduction.
Okay.
Because at the beginning of the chapter, maybe we can introduce the chapter. We talk about the content of the chapter itself.
Sure.
For the literature review, you didn't provide any subheadings. So it's all of them. If I would like to read something exactly related for well-being, organizational culture. I have to read all the literature to find out where did you discuss something. So please make some subheadings to divide
Sure. Now your sound, I cannot hear you, doctor.
the first section in chapter.
Yes. Now it's now it's good. Now it's good.
I mean, page 13, methodology, chapter 3. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Yes.
Saham, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes. Now I can
Okay.
hear you. Yes.
So, chapter 3,
Page 13, right?
chapter 3, page 12,
Well,
page 12, sorry.
okay. Yes.
Okay. Study design and data collection. I think better to separate them into two sections. Make one section for the study design and another section to
That,
explain the data collection process. Okay, the first paragraph, you said this chapter gives an
in-depth look.
in-depth look at. So the first paragraph, I think you give an introduction for the chapter because you already said this chapter. So it's better to move it only the first paragraph to move it at the beginning as an introduction for the chapter, and then you go to the other. Okay, now I really confused about the methodology. In
Okay.
some places, you said you used mixed method, you used quantitative and qualitative, and I really don't know where is the quantitative methods you are using. Can you explain for me how did you apply the both methods? How did you do the qualitative
Okay.
data collection
Uh,
and analysis, and same for the quantitative?
Thank you, doctor. In the beginning, I started my research with the quantitative. So I had some interviews with my colleagues and other hotels. Like I'm working in a hotel sector,
Again,
so I
please.
had some
This part, this is which part?
quantitative. Hello,
Which part? This the interviews in quantitative or in qualitative?
quantitative, qualitative. Sorry, sorry. Okay, so I had some
Okay,
interviews with
go
the
ahead.
with the employees. Um so I had asked about some questions about the leadership, about the well-being, health well-being, about how they feel at work, how and how the leadership and the company recognize them.
Okay.
So then we moved after advice from Mr. Az, from Dr. Az. He advised me to make another quantitative study to support my thesis. So I prepared some questions like a survey, and I distributed for other colleagues so they can like answer these questions. And the questions mainly
Okay,
about
Sam.
reward and
Okay.
recognition, about
Okay. So my point is that this separation and all this work is not clear in your thesis. So please make it clear in each section what are the qualitative procedures and the quantitative procedures. For example, when you talk about the data collection, make a part for quantitative and another part for qualitative. and same in data analysis. Just to make it clear for the reader, where is the qualitative side and what is the quantitative side.
Sure.
In data analysis, page 14, you say that the process known as thematic analysis. What's your reference in thematic analysis?
What do you mean by reference, doctor? Like the reference, your
I
sound
mean,
is cutting.
you are
Sometimes I cannot
thematic
hear.
analysis is now you can hear me. I think there's a delay
Sometimes there
in the
is
voice
a like a not delay,
between
it's a cutting.
me and you.
Hello?
Okay, so I mean, which reference you follow to do the thematic analysis? From where you know about thematic analysis?
The reference thematic.